Hey everybody, what's up? Circus here, coming at you with a Battle Phase Rewind video. We've had a full week of tournaments now with the new box and the new ban list. Rise cast, I think, at least 12 tournaments in that time, so I thought I'd bring them in and we could
13
talk.
actually, thank you.
Oh, sorry. And I did a Battle Phase Sunday, so we've seen a lot of stuff over the past week. But we just kind of want to talk about what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean it's been obviously with a new meta, it almost feels like two immediate new metas because people are doing all right, what's new, what's good after the ban list? Now it's good after the box. What's not so great after the box? And it's
Right.
just like people going left and right. Of course, a lot of people spent a lot of time on Teller Knights and Bujins only for those decks to essentially at this point, I think it's safe to say those decks have flopped.
I
They're
was
not
gonna say I did
anymore.
Battle Phase Sunday. I didn't see a single deck in either. I mean, we had a little bit higher prize,
Yeah.
so when we have a higher prize, people they don't mess around. They bring decks that are gonna win. Nobody brought
Mm.
Bujins or Teller Knights.
Not anymore. I think
Yeah.
the memes are dead, the dreams are dead. Those decks aren't gonna see much more representation at this point. So, people now, I think coming into the second week, of course, there's also MCS you guys talked about on Power Rankings, the
Yep.
premier tournament of the Duel Links. So everyone got to see what everyone's secret spice is and
Hmm.
see, what's looking good. And we got some pretty good data in the first couple of the 2 days here. With Shiranui, I guess they're calling it Combo Shiranui, which
Oh,
I
I just
absolutely hate
I
that
know I
name
hate that name too.
because it's
Yeah.
just Shiranui. This is literally
Wh-
the
Why
most
why why are they calling it combo?
Shiranui.
Because it has a combo now, like a different
Well, I
combo
like the,
than
the idea it's supposed to separate between because now everyone whenever they think Shiranui, they think back row, heavy back row deck,
right.
which is it's like it's, instead of calling it Grass Shira, but then why wouldn't you call Grass Shira combo? Anyway, whatever. Anyway, getting beyond that, yeah. So basically, we have a pure version of Shiranui
Yeah.
finally, with Ghost Meets Girl being really good. I think actually there was a YouTube video where this card came out. In that box, what box is this? The Flames of Heart. I don't know if I made the video or if it was on stream, but I said I really like Ghost Meets Girl. So I'm really happy to see that card finally get played. And of course, Catan was a card that I played a long time ago for people who used to watch my stream when Shiranui first came out. I was playing the Catan
Hmm.
build. So I'm really happy to see these cards kind of become a main deck kind of card in
Right.
Shiranui. And of course, this is all possible because swarming the board isn't scary anymore with less Purgatrios
Right.
all
Right.
over the place. Shiranui specifically being an archetype of fire
But
doesn't
what
have to deal
about
with that anymore.
invoked roids? Did you see the video with Herf invoked roids, my friend?
Bleh. Anyway, yeah, that deck's a meme, so I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about that. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's really nice to see Shiranui kind of not only find a new way to play, but kind of feel a little bit better than most decks right now. We did see in today's tournament, however, they did get absolutely godsmacked by Gokis. Because surprise, Gokis have balance, and balance has Necro Valley, and Necro Valley just says, "Hey, stop
Right.
that."
Yeah.
So, you
Gokis
know,
have been doing well. They dropped off for a while, but they're starting to come back.
yeah, Gokis dropped off because of Karma Cut. If you Karma Cut them, they don't get their monster search effect, and they really lose their value and their search potential off that, and they just slow down to a crawl. So really interesting to see how that's going to develop because even though this is a powerful deck and one of the more powerful decks in the meta, this meta game because of mostly because Invoke got hit and Karakuri is a little bit weaker, Witchcrafter is weaker, and all these decks that were overpowering in the meta are just weaker in general now. It just feels like every deck beats every deck with a proper side deck almost.
Right.
Not one of
Karakuri's
the
did
true
terrible
versions.
last week. They didn't even make a top
Yeah,
eight.
Karakuri. Karakuris are an interesting beast because I think the one on Monday, I don't know if you have the breakdown on hand, but the one on Monday didn't do too terribly. I think
Yeah.
it got to
Yeah.
like top 16 or something like that. Um,
Yeah. We got.
but
Here we go. Yeah. Battle Phase
yeah, we
Monday
can kind of
here.
look at it here. Yeah, I mean, the conversion rate I think was still terrible. You can see Curry's look like there was 9 of them here. You can
Yeah,
see there's
and
a
they
Punisher
went on to one into the top
1. Yeah,
32.
yeah. And I do think he got either top 16 or top 8, so it wasn't like terrible.
Right.
But I don't know, Curry, they're still decent, but they're not great as like they used to be. Like old Curry was just disgusting, especially with their limit twos being able to draw them and stuff. And then a lot of things people don't really take into consideration is Curry is actually receiving another nerf Restart right now, the way it's being played in almost every tournament scene, you're allowed to play it, but because it's so difficult to see if you're actually cheating or not in the algorithm with your deck to actually activate restart,
Yeah.
most tournaments don't actually enforce the rule game 2 and 3
Okay.
because it's just too much of a headache, and it's literally impossible. Like I'd have to see your entire deck to see if you perfectly side deck. You could even accidentally cheat and not even know. And one key factor that people forget about all the time, it's not just the spell and traps. System down has been such a
Oh my God. Yeah.
colossal, because Crystron's is also another deck that's just really, really good right now. I believe they were the most represented in the power rankings, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they're right.
And that
Well,
has
it was still
literally,
Shiranui at the top, but Crystron's took
yeah,
first place. Yeah.
yeah, and I don't know, because of that or because people are hyping Crystron's Karakuri, whatever, there is system down everywhere. So
Yeah.
do not expect Crystron's to be top again, because there is literally system down everywhere. And a good count, well, one of the only real counters to that in Karakuri, because you don't have like a Crystron impact, is playing your Artifact Lancia. And if you're playing Artifact Lancia, you have to now properly side deck, take out your monsters, and then put in the Artifact
Right.
Lancia.
Yeah, it
That is
takes
just
up
going to be
a pivotal
brutal.
spot in your deck. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of
So,
like
you know,
with Ritual Beast, we saw them. They've been clapping this past week, but there's poisonous winds. Battleface
yeah,
Sunday, we saw someone play 2 poisonous winds in his back row just
I
in
saw
case
that
one got
today.
taken out, just to
Yeah,
have
I
an
literally
extra
saw
one.
that
So
today.
these cards
It's
that
bad.
can do that, those 2 cards in particular, just keep those decks in check. Otherwise,
Pretty
I
much.
think those decks would just be running rampant right
Oh
now.
yeah, without those decks would easily be like, they would be the decks that we're talking about, you know, in all
Right.
these videos
Right.
being like the go-to meta decks. But because all those side deck cards are keeping them out of in a side deck format at least, you know, Ritual Beast especially feels really weak if you don't really get it going. At least Crystron's can play through a system down and still win potentially. But
I don't
Ritual
know.
Beast is
Triple
kind of
bounce with
lose.
the pedal fin. That's pretty dangerous.
It is, but the fact that you can play multiple poisonous winds and you have to
Right.
spend
Right.
resources getting rid of the poisonous winds, only to then try and regain that
Right.
same
Well, I was saying
spot,
without the
it's
poisonous winds,
yeah,
it's a very strong deck. But yeah, that thing
yeah.
out there,
And
it's game
then
over.
on top of that, Artifact Lancia also destroys
Right.
Ritual Beast, and that's just a generic side deck
Yeah.
since it's come out. So if
They're
you're
just
playing
way
Poisonous
too
Wind
easy to
and
side against.
Lancia, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a nightmare.
Yeah.
And Ritual Beast is a deck where if you don't get the advantage like soon early in the duel,
Yeah.
you just kind of lose, you know, later on. So it's interesting to see for sure. But
Sorry,
yeah,
we
Karakuri
moved.
being officially nerfed, I don't know how that's going to look. PDS still thinks the deck's fine. We talked about it a little bit, but
Maybe in the
I just
right format,
maybe in the right format. But even right now, it just feels just so
like Team Wars or something like that. Maybe in something like
maybe.
that where you don't have a
Yeah,
side deck.
right now it just feels like it's gonna get another nerf essentially, and it's already doing poorly.
Right.
Like if Karakuri is so good, why isn't it winning? I don't know.
I feel bad for the people that saw it do well in tournaments and then just win in on the box, and now they're like, "Don't,
I don't. I told them. I told everybody.
don't do
I
it."
was so convinced. I was like, guys, I know you want to do this, but don't.
But don't, yeah. Well, everybody's always looking for that advantage, that spice. You know
Yeah,
what I
true.
mean? So,
If you want a single tournament with Karakuri, you're feeling fine. You're like, I already won a tournament with
right. Yeah, I already spent $150 to win a $10 tournament. It was totally worth it.
it.
I would just say, stay tuned. This is our little update on the meta. We got plenty of more tournaments to figure out what's going on, and we'll keep you updated as they happen. But real quick though, what was the finals of Battle Phase Monday?
Monday was Shiranui Crystron, I think is what it
Hmm.
was, if I'm not mistaken. And it was just a whole bunch of the Catan trap, just banishing anything Crystron could establish in the graveyard. And then that it was like a mini system down that was happening. DD Crow every turn.
Okay, Battle Phase Sunday was Ritual Beast Crystalline. So
Oh, that's exciting. Today's was going to be Dark Magician Shiranui, and then Shiranui got smacked by Goki. So it was Goki Dark Magician, and then Dark Magician kind of looked to the left, looked to the right, and said, "Oh yeah, free win." It just kind of
easy
demolished
peasy.
Goki.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was, it was really one of those. But it's kind of, eye opening. Like, everyone's hype about the Shiranui deck, but it loses pretty badly to the power of Necroval. Like you look at all the cards,
Right.
a lot of them are graveyard based, and the only real out to it is if they're playing the Cosmic version, Cosmic Cyclone, or the Shiranui Squire Saga. But if you try to do Squire Saga and you just get back road to death, floodgated to death, then you can't establish that either. Then it's like, interesting.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's what's nice. Nothing seems too dominant right now. Everything can be held in check. So maybe we'll
Yeah,
just have this meta where everything just kind of takes turn being on top. We'll have to see.
maybe.
Like one thing becomes good, so everybody sides against that, which allows something else to rise, and it just keeps moving around. We're not gonna have such
We'll
a
see. Here's
invoker
hoping.
meta. We'll see. We'll
Hopefully,
see.
this next
We'll
mini
see. What,
box
yeah, I was
updates
about to
come
say, see what the
in.
next mini does.
They're like, okay, guys, time for a tier 0 meta.
Oh God, don't say that. Don't say that out loud.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than a meta that's in flux than a tier 0 meta.
Oh yeah, I don't. Some people like tier 0 metas, but I absolutely
Oh man,
despise
I
them.
don't
They're
know.
not good. Yeah.
I still shudder from the for hire days.
Well, those days were great.
Were they? Were they
No.
really? No. All right. We're going to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll keep you up to date on Battle Phase as they happen. So make sure to get in our Discord because that's where we host them. So
That's
you can get
right.
them. And we got an awesome new player channel that's just been going crazy lately with everybody coming in and asking for help. And we got people
Yeah, you
dedicated
guys
to help you.
seriously try it out because there's been so many people that that have either stopped by the Twitch chat or stopped by the Discord and said, "Hey, just want to let you guys know that I watched the video and it's helping me out a lot." Or, "Hey, I started off this game. I didn't have fun at first because I bought this deck that got nerfed right away, and I tried out your guide and I'm feeling way better about the game. I'm playing it longer. I'm farming it more casually, and I have decks that I actually enjoy playing. So definitely
Right.
try it out."
Yeah. Check it out, guys. We're going to get out of here. I'm Circus. That's Rye.
Bye, YouTube.
We'll see you next time.